Hey, what's up, everybody? BD44 coming at you with another video. Okay, so my job is to make you care about the Los Angeles Lakers playing the Toronto Raptors tonight. And to be honest with you, I've been thinking about how I can do that, and I haven't come up with a whole lot. Quite frankly, the Los Angeles Lakers have been continuing to suck very, very consistently throughout this season. It has been one of the most disgusting things to sit here and witness night in and night out. Small ball doesn't work and isn't going to work, but we continue to trot it out there, not only because it's a preference of our coach, but also because of the limitations of our roster. So, uh, all of the conversations that we have about this team basically centered around that, and that's pretty much the end of the story. Unfortunately, there are about 13 games left, including this one tonight, and the Lakers are going to have to trot out the same old same against a team that is very big and has a lot of players that are playing well at the same time. Now, I had a little trouble finding the injury report for this game for some reason. I'm kind of confused because it's an early game in Toronto, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, which is 2 hours from now, and they didn't have any information out in terms of the injury report. LeBron James is listed as questionable. And that was all I found. So I don't know if it's because of the fact that this game is in Canada or because of the fact that the Lakers have been so irrelevant lately that people aren't even writing about them now. I don't know. But you just didn't get the normal information you normally get. So with that being said, I do expect to see a whole lot of three-point shooting between two players. A guy by the name of Fred VanVleet and a guy by the name of Gary Trent Jr., who just stretched the floor phenomenally for the Toronto Raptors. You also expect to see some defensive play. A guy by the name of Scotty Barnes, who's very physical, loves to play you full court defensively, and is as quick as any big player in basketball today. Has some offensive game as well, including being able to pass the rock very well, and he's just a phenomenal young talent who's going to make many all-star teams in the future, and I think he's the type of player that can help you win too. So Toronto, having him alone is a problem, but then you consider the other two players that are pretty much his same height and same weight, by the name of Pascal Siakam, who should be a certified all-star this season, but I believe he has made an all-star team in the past, and he's playing no less than that right now. He is just simply playing some of the best basketball of his career, and I expect him to put up good numbers tonight at home against our bad off defensive team. So and then you look at a guy by the name of Precious Achua, who will also be out there, who can do a lot for you. Had a double-double against us last week when we played this team at the Crow. So we've got our hands full. I'm not going to even pretend we did see this team, and we did get our butts whooped, and we did have issues on the boards, and it was a lot for LeBron James to deal with those forwards. So I thought he shouldn't have played that game, and I would not be upset if he sat this one out. I just don't think we match up very well with this team, whether he's on the floor or not. And if he's not going to be 100%, giving us all that he's supposed to be at his most highest level, then obviously we're just behind the eight ball. Now the good thing is THT has played really well lately, and he's had a really good tenure against the Toronto Raptors in his short career, averaging 17 points against them. So I'm hopeful he can continue to do what he's been doing, and hopefully Coach Vogel can get it right with his minutes tonight. Austin Reeves, another guy that we talk about a lot here. Want to see him continue to go at it, continue to get to the rim, not hang his head when his shot doesn't fall, because I know that three-point shot has been a headache for him. But all in all, he's continuing to do the things that helps his team, drawing fouls, being defensive-minded, getting offensive rebounds, just continuing to be smart on that basketball floor. We need it, and he brings it. So that's somebody I'm happy to see is getting starting minutes. Stanley Johnson, I'd like to see a lot more of him lately. I haven't been. I don't know if that's just because of how things have gone in regards to me viewing the games, just not seeing him on the floor. But I want to see him get real minutes at the small forward and shooting guard positions. Don't just throw him in these small ball lineups, have him looking bad, and then sit him down. It's not his fault you got him out there in situations he can't succeed, Frank. He needs to be in situations where he can and you get the most out of him. And that goes for everyone, obviously. So who else do we want to talk about? Of course, we want to mention Malik Monk at all times. That's our prized possession of this season. He's been someone that we just have appreciated so much and are upset that we're going to have to, probably watch him go if we don't have the money to pay him. So, as is, he every night, whether our team is any good or not, he's playing for an opportunity to make some money in this league and get him a contract. So, I would expect this to be another opportunity for him to put up some points and continue to show how well his game comes together for our situation, even though we can't seem to get much out of anywhere else. So that's what I'm seeing down there. We've been getting a healthy dose of Avery Bradley, and his corner shot has been falling a little bit better. He's been getting steals here and there and things of that nature. So we've been getting good Avery Bradley with the minutes that he's been giving us since coming back from injury. We know it's a running joke how Coach loves to play him. He's like Devin Booker in his eyes. But at the end of the day, if he's going to do the things that help the team, it doesn't hurt to trot him out there, especially since we're undermanned. So, what else? I've seen more of our guy. My mind is going blank on this individual, but he's been playing a little more after having an extent on this team where he just did not play at all this season. But he's a shooter for us. Wayne Ellington. That's who I'm thinking about. He's been seeing a lot more in these last couple games. Wayne is one of those guys where if he's not shooting the ball and scoring it, he's not really able to help you in other areas. So I'd just like to see us use him sparingly, and when we do, have him in there for a purpose. If we need him to get a bucket, put him down there and get him opportunities to shoot. Wayne shouldn't be down there without getting up shots. Simple as that. If he's not shooting, he's not helping. So that's one thing. Carmelo Anthony, wondering how he's doing with the health. Obviously, we've been asking him to play center. Our team has sucked. He's an older guy. You just wonder where he's at. Rumblings about him going back to Denver maybe. I don't know, but it's just kind of a weird spot for this team at this point in regards to him. We're happy to have him if he wants to be here, but we're not doing anything. So same goes for Dwight in a way. I know we're going to try to use him a little bit more. Him and Winnie and Gabriel have been getting a little more minutes than usual, trying to supplement the situation with the size, I guess. Coach is starting to realize it doesn't work, not having size out there. But I think, Dwight is I think he's taking some steps backwards this season in terms of his conditioning. His body's just heading in another direction. He's an older guy now, so I think it's about at the end there for him, and we're still asking him to do so much. So hopefully, when his number's called, he'll be able to give us what he can give us, and then we'll give those minutes to Winyan Gabriel, who's been running hard, playing hard, doing things on both sides of the floor that help the team, and just continuing to give us hard minutes out there, real tough minutes. And I really, really appreciate that he's doing that and continuing to show us that there is some fight in our team, because a lot of the guys who've been here all season, isn't a whole lot of fight in them right now. So Russell Westbrook. Now, I've been hearing stuff, and one of the things I'm hearing is he's not healthy. So I don't know if he's playing through an injury that he probably shouldn't be, which may explain some of the issues we're seeing with him mechanically and rhythmically. It's a hip issue, from what I understand. He also's got some type of strained ligament or some sort in his back or something like that he's trying to play through. If that information is accurate, the Lakers need to shut him down now. Like, literally now. Do not let him play another game that is not harmless, him playing injured. Just because he's someone who hasn't played well for us and we really don't care if he's not out there, does not mean that we want him injured. If he's damaged goods, that makes it twice as difficult to trade him. This is the most important thing. Above all else, make sure that those 3 players on contract are not hurt at the end of this season, so they're not working their way back from injury all off season long, instead of being in shape and getting ready for next season, regardless if we're keeping them or not. Health is everything, especially when you have most of your cap wrapped up in basically 4 or 5 bodies. So Russell was obviously one of them. Please don't have him playing through injury in a season when we're not doing anything. Same goes for Bron, and same definitely goes for AD. Come on, Lakers, get it together. So that's really that, man. Obviously, with this game tonight, 4:30, as I said, Pacific time, you just expect that the Toronto Raptors will be very comfortable in their own gym. You know, they got a lot of centers that they can throw out there, big players like Boucher. Um, Obviously, the guys that I've mentioned already. Kim Birch is somebody who's going to be out there. I don't know if Malachi Flynn is healthy, but he's another guard out there who can play a little for that team. Um, you just have to deal with them. They have a plethora of players that are going to play hard, that play smart, that play both sides of the floor. Obviously, Scotty's going to be all over the place at all times. So this is going to be a headache for this team. It would be wise for them to try to spare LeBron and spare Russell Westbrook of having to bang out there if they're not 100%. That's the main thing. This is the type of team that's going to bring more out of you than most because of how physical and how athletic they are. So this is not the team to go out there and not be 100%. So, especially when you know you ain't going to win. And we're not. Not unless Toronto doesn't do what they're supposed to do. They are plenty better than us. So, as is, you're just looking for individual guys to get their confidence. Obviously, with Russell Westbrook, you're just going to be looking now to see if there's any signs of this injury, these injuries that we've been hearing about, and whether or not that's going to gain some traction, and whether or not it does explain why he looks as poorly as he does. Because if you look at highlights from him in the past, clearly he's had issues here and there turning the ball over, but he's never looked this bad shooting the ball. He's never looked this bad driving at the rim, missing layups and stuff like that. There has to be something wrong. Fact of the matter is, he has had an hip injury, and I've remember hearing about the hip injury, I think, with the Washington Wizards. So that's a big deal, man. That's a big deal. So obviously no word on Kendrick Nunn. Clearly sitting him is the best move, but until there's news, there's nothing to say. AD, the last thing I heard was that he's going to try to make it back before the playoffs, or play in rather. I think it would be a good idea if we just let him sit. And yeah, that's really what I got, man. Tonight, the Lakers in Toronto at Scotiabank Arena, I believe it's the name of it. And we'll see what this team has in their back pocket in terms of fight and effort. Obviously, the Minnesota Timberwolves embarrassed us just like everybody else has lately. We've lost 11 straight games on the road and falling out of play-in status rapidly. So I personally don't know who we would be favored to match up against at this point with what we have on the floor. I do believe we may have the worst roster in the league as of today, to be completely honest with you. So that's up to the Lakers to call up some of these prospects from the G League, as I keep saying. I heard about another guy who's averaging damn near 30 down there, on a different team back east. But the point is, there's G League talent, guys that are hungry, who will suit up for you and do the same thing for you. They're fighting for their lives here, so of course they're gonna put up their best. So I just think it's time to call up some guys, see what they can do. Simple as that. And if we're not doing that, then we're missing an opportunity to gain some trade value. So that's what I say every day. It is what it is, man. We'll check out the Lakers tonight, see if they make some sense of what they're doing, and if not, I'm sure we'll see a quick and easy, painless blowout. That's how it's going to go, man. We expect it, so we won't allow it to hurt us. So it is what it is, man. BDF 44. 13 more games of this crap, y'all. 13 more games. We're almost done. Stretch run. BDF 44.